Good morning, everybody. Today we'll be starting with the topic citizenship, that is part of part 2 of a constitution from article 5 to 11. Okay, it is there in part 2 of a constitution from article 5 to 11. So first, I'll just talk about the outline of a chapter today. Okay, first, introduction. Introduction. What was amended by first? I'll talk about meaning. Okay, meaning of citizenship, that is most important. Why amended? Then, of course, part that I've already mentioned, and article. Now, second, we'll discuss all articles in detail. Then Citizenship Act 1955. Under this, we'll be talking about 5 ways of acquiring citizenship, and 3 ways to lose citizenship. Then single citizenship. Then we'll do some comparative study between who are NRIs, OCIs. Okay, comparative study. Then different amendments. And lastly, recent developments. So these are the sections that will cover under this topic, citizenship. Okay, write it down. लिख लिया ये सब? ये लिखना जरूरी है. Introduction, why it was amended, what part, article, that is part of your introduction. Meaning, start with the meaning. So you have an idea that how we'll go about this chapter. And most of your questions will be covered under these sections, be it mains, be it prelims. In articles from article 5 to 11. This is very important. Citizenship Act 1955. Because when you talk about acquiring citizenship or losing citizenship, it is not specifically mentioned under this part or articles. It is mentioned under Citizenship Act 1955. So there are 5 ways to gain citizenship and 3 ways to lose citizenship. Very important section, especially for prelims. And single citizenship, which you already know. Then we'll do comparative study, who are NRIs, who are OCIs. There was this concept of PIOs as well. Then various amendments that took place and the recent developments with respect to citizenship. Now, can you tell me what do you understand by citizenship? What is the meaning of term citizenship, Vinita? Okay. Kanika, what do you understand by citizenship? You are an Indian citizen. How will you define it? Very good. Mhm. Fine, both of you are right. It is basically a legal status, a recognition and identity given to an individual with respect to a particular country. And once you get that legal status, that recognition, in return, you also get some rights and privileges being a citizen of that country. Okay, so it is basically a legal status and membership of an individual to a particular country. As a result, you get responsibilities, okay, and rights and privileges. So you can write down, meaning citizenship refers to the legal status. Citizenship refers to the legal status and membership of an individual in a particular country or nation, comma, entitling them to certain rights, comma, privileges, and responsibilities. Next line under this only. It is a formal recognition by a country's government. Yes, Indian government recognizes that Vinita and Kanika are Indian citizens. I am an Indian citizen, so I'm being recognized by the government of India. So it is a formal recognition by a country's government that an individual is a member of a state, and is entitled to protection and benefits, under the Constitution. And write down, you know that with citizenship, do you get only rights or you get something else also? Duties also. They go hand in hand. You will get rights, then you will also get duties. With citizenship, one gets both rights and duties. With citizenship, comes both, or one gets both rights and duties. Now, state is divided into two class of people. Is everybody who's residing in India currently or today is citizen of India? Not everybody. Some can be foreigners also without citizenship, right? So there are two class of citizens. One, two class of people in a state. One is citizens, like Kanika, me. Second is aliens. Now, aliens means foreign citizens. Now, aliens are also of two kinds. Why I'm categorizing it? Because I'll tell you the exact difference. Aliens. There can be friendly aliens and enemy. So this is the categorization of people who can reside in the state. Citizens, aliens. Aliens also two kinds, friendly and enemy. And what's that? Citizens, who are they? They are being recognized by government of India. They have legal status, citizenship of a country, and with that you get rights and duties. Aliens means foreigners, and these foreigners could be friendly. Who are friendly aliens? Those who belong to country that have good relations with India, mostly. Okay. Enemy aliens, those who don't have good relations with India. So those people who belong to enemy countries become enemy aliens. Those who belong to friendly countries become friendly aliens. Now, citizens, of course, there are many rights they get, but not every right that is given to citizen is given to alien. Example, tomorrow to become so first make this chart. Now write down a couple of lines and differences. Citizens enjoy full political rights. Citizens enjoy full political rights, comma, aliens don't. Do you agree? Right? Citizens enjoy, but not all aliens enjoy political rights. Second, citizens are members of political community. Citizens are members of political community to which they belong, comma, they are the people who compose the state. compose the state or comprise the state. Then with respect to friendly aliens, you can write down, friendly aliens are given certain rights which enemy aliens don't enjoy. Friendly aliens are given certain rights, but which enemy aliens don't enjoy. Now, I'll be talking about specifically the difference I've made you write, but with respect to articles, and you must by heart it, there are certain rights that are exclusively available for citizens of India, and they are not at all available to enemy aliens. There is one very nice group, okay, group of articles, and you should by heart those articles, okay. So you can write down heading, articles or rights, if the rights available only for citizens of India. And if you by heart this list, whatever extra articles come, you know that these are not applicable citizens of India. But these rights will never be given to aliens. I will not make you write in detail because we'll be studying these articles in the fundamental rights. You just write down the numbers, okay? Article 15, then Article 16, 19, 29, and 30. So these rights are available only for citizens of India. So basically, just for your knowledge, Article 15 is we'll be studying in detail, like I said, in Fundamental Rights chapter. Article 15 is with respect to no discrimination on the basis of caste, religion. That is Article 15. Then Article 16 is equality of opportunity. Okay. Then Article 19 is with respect to 6 freedoms, freedom of speech and expression, form association, to work anywhere in India. Of course, ये aliens पे नहीं apply होगा. You can understand that. ठीक है, हर जगह हम नहीं allow कर सकते हैं चीजों को. Then 29 and 30 is related to cultural and educational rights. तो ये list आप याद रखो, 15, 16, 19, 29 and 30. These are available exclusively for citizens of India. Okay. ठीक है. Do you want to write article 15, 16, 19 क्या है, या डिटेल में बाद में पढ़ेंगे? आप बाद में या तो लिख लेना, ठीक है, या थोड़ा सा लिख लो, एक एक लाइन में लिख लो, नॉट इन डिटेल. आर्टिकल 15, no discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, etc. Article 16 is equality of opportunity. And instead of rights, you better write it. These are fundamental rights that are available only for citizens of India. Fundamental rights that are available only for citizens of India. ये सब जो है ये fundamental rights है. Article 12 से लेके Article 35 तक, that is the category of fundamental rights. And under that category, these articles are exclusively for citizens. Article 19 is 6 freedoms. We'll study in detail what those 6 freedoms are. Then 29 and 30, इसको ऐसे, cultural and educational rights. Cultural and educational rights. Article 19 is 6 freedoms, Kanika. Yes, 6 freedoms. So, ma'am, are there exclusive fundamental rights only that are available for citizens of India alone, or there are some more rights? There are some more rights that are exclusively for citizens of India. Now, what are those other rights that are exclusively available? Write down other rights. So, these are fundamental rights category. Now, other rights available only for citizens of India. Heading right down, other rights that are available only for citizens of India. One is, there are certain offices, political offices, for which only a citizen of India can stand, like president, vice president, Supreme Court judge, High Court judge. ये कोई बाहर का व्यक्ति बन सकता है क्या? नहीं बन सकता. So you can write down, only citizens are eligible for certain offices. Only citizens are eligible for certain offices like president, vice president, Supreme Court judge, High Court judge, Attorney General, Governor of State, and Advocate General. इसके चाहे तो आप ब्रैकेट में आर्टिकल्स लिख सकते हो. गवर्नर ऑफ स्टेट इज अंडर आर्टिकल 157. गवर्नर ऑफ स्टेट आर्टिकल 157. शॉर्ट में यू कैन सिंपली राइट ART, you don't have to write complete. Advocate General article 165. Yes, Advocate General. Then High Court Judge, Article 217, Clause 2. So this is how you'll write it. Article 217, Clause 2. Supreme Court Judge, Article 124, Clause 3. Clause, write down in bracket. Okay. Supreme Court Judge, Article. A High Court Judge, Article 217, Clause 2. 217. Article 124, Clause 3. Similarly, there's this Vice President under Article 66, Clause 3A. Article 66, Clause 3A, and President, Article 58, Clause 1A. President, Article 58, Clause 1A, and Vice President, Article 66, Clause 3A. Is this clear? Now, ये तो हो गए with respect to offices that are available. और भी कुछ हैं जैसे कि next write down, right of suffrage for election to the House of People. Both at the center and at the state. Okay, you can write down House of election to the House of People, bracket mein likh lo Lok Sabha, and state legislative assembly. Right of suffrage for election to Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly. That is right to vote. Do we give right to vote to foreign citizens? No, only Indians. So that is, and this article is, right to vote is mentioned under Article 326. Article 326 is right to vote. By heart it. Which article in the Indian Constitution talks about right to vote? Article 326. Next, इसी में right to become member of parliament. Do you agree? Only for citizens. Right to become member of parliament. This is mentioned under Article 84. Right to become member of parliament. Mentioned under Article 84. Then comes right to become member of state legislature. Is this point clear? So now do you know which articles are exclusively for citizens of India? With respect to, see, there is an exhaustive list, but for fundamental rights, you need to remember. Mostly the questions will come which fundamental rights are available only for citizens of India. Or they can be questioned which fundamental rights are available for both citizens and aliens. Then you will have to, you know that our fundamental rights from Article 12 to 35 are there. If these articles are there, they are exclusively for citizens. इसके अलावा अगर कोई भी article mention है, for example 18, ठीक है, हाँ, that means they are available for both. Getting? तो ये जो exhaustive list है वो आपको याद रखना है. Now let's talk about. Now we'll come down. So now do you have an understanding? Citizens कौन होते हैं, aliens कौन होते हैं, friendly aliens कौन होते हैं, enemy aliens कौन होते हैं? अच्छा, friendly, whatever articles are there for friendly aliens, of course they are not applicable for enemy aliens. अब कोई terrorist है तो क्या कर सकते हैं? हक तो नहीं मिलेगा ना. Now we'll talk about the 6 major articles that are part of Part 2 of Indian Constitution, starting with Article 5. हमने first 4 articles कर लिए थे. Can I have some questions? Can I ask some questions, Kanika? What is Article 1 of the Indian Constitution? India, that is Union of States. And you know, it describes 2 things just for the revision. India, that is Bharat. Why do we use both the names? Because there was debate in the Constituent Assembly that which name should we give to India. Should we say call it only India or Bharat? So there were 2 groups. One taking modern name India, one taking traditional name Bharat. So beach ka rasta nikala, let's use both the name. That is why you see both these names mentioned under Article 1. India, that is Bharat, is a union of states. Now, again, this thing was there. Why union of states and why not federation of states? Although we are federal in nature, because there are 2 conditions. I've already explained that. Number 1, India is not a result of an agreement like that in US. Second, no states can secede from the union. That is why we call it Union of States. And what was Article 2? Article 2 was that India can occupy foreign, like there is a proper territory boundary, it can go over to that area. See, yeah, you're right. It's basically, let me tell you, Article 2, 3, 4 is with respect to establishment of new states in the country. All 3 articles. But there's a one difference in all 3 of them. Article 2 is with respect to those areas which were never part of India. Usko hum kal state bana le. Formation of new state, which was never part of India, that is mentioned under Article 2. Article 3. Article 3 is formation of new states, but through internal readjustment. जैसे कि I had explained in 2000 हमने झारखंड बनाया, बिहार से हमने छत्तीसगढ़ MP से बनाया, हमने उत्तराखंड बनाया, हमने तेलंगाना बना दिया recent. So this is all internal readjustment. या तो हम 2 states को क्लब कर दें, या किसी एक के एरिया को कम कर दे, या किसी एक के एरिया को बढ़ा दे, या नाम चेंज कर दे. All that is part of Article 3. Article 2 is getting the difference. 3 is only internal readjustment. Area that is already part of India, उसी में हम कुछ changes कर रहे हैं. Article 2 is taking some new area which was never part of India. Article 2. And what is Article 4? Article 4 is इनसे related जो laws हैं that can only be made by Parliament. This is what is declared under Article 4. Okay. And ये जो भी चीजें हैं with respect to 2, 3 जो changes हैं that can be done by especially article 3 can be done by simple majority. Special majority that is under article 368 is not required. ये बात हमने स्टडी करी थी. प्लस एक बात और मैंने बताई थी जो बेरोबरी यूनियन केस में हाईलाइट हुआ था सुप्रीम कोर्ट के, that article 3 talks about internal readjustment fine. It talks about diminishing the area. तो मैम कल वेस्ट बंगाल है उसको हमें छोटा करना है, लेकिन छोटा कैसे करना है? हम बांग्लादेश को कुछ एरिया दे दें. Yes, diminishing area does not mean you give that area to a foreign land. Then it will not be done by simple majority. तब तो आपको स्पेशल, बिकॉज इट इज अबाउट गिविंग योर एरिया. आप देखो आपने वेस्ट बंगाल का कोई एरिया बिहार को दे दिया, वो चल जाएगा सिंपल मेजोरिटी से, लेकिन वेस्ट बंगाल का एरिया बांग्लादेश को दे दो, वो नहीं चलेगा. उसके लिए आपको स्पेशल मेजोरिटी लगेगी. प्लस वो फिर सिंपल अंडर आर्टिकल 368 होगा, नॉट अंडर सिंपल मेजोरिटी. दिस इज व्हाट आई हैड टॉट yesterday, just for your revision. Getting that idea? अब 5 to 11 मैंने बता दिया, वो सिटीजनशिप की बात होगी. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट आर्टिकल 5. दिस आर्टिकल टॉक्स अबाउट सिटीजनशिप at the commencement of the constitution. When did our constitution commence? Got enacted 26 जनवरी 1950. इस दिन से हमारा देश में संविधान लागू हुआ. इस दिन से देश के कौन कौन नागरिक थे, that was spoken about under article 5. Is this clear? तो ये हमें मेंशन होना चाहिए ना कहीं पे कि मैम उस दिन कौन नागरिक था. ये बात हमने आर्टिकल 5 में स्पेसिफाई करी है. So you can write down. This article talks about citizenship of people at the commencement of the constitution. Next, write down. Citizenship is conferred upon those persons. Citizenship is conferred upon those persons who have the domicile in Indian territory. तो उन लोगों पर उनके पास सिटीजनशिप होगी जो देश के अंदर रह रहे, इंडियन टेरिटरी में रह रहे. So citizenship is conferred upon those persons who have the domicile in the Indian territory. और वो कैटेगरी कैसे कैसे है? Write down point 1. Who was born in Indian territory? आपका born and birth वहीं पे हुआ है, birth वहीं पे हुआ है. So they are considered to be domiciled in Indian territory. जिनकी पैदाइश यहाँ की है. Second, either of whose parents were born in territory of India. वो बच्चा जिसके माँ बाप का जन्म यहाँ पे हुआ है उनका. Either of whose parents were born in territory of India. Point 3. Who has been ordinarily a resident? Who has been ordinarily a resident in the territory of India for not less than 5 years immediately preceding such commencement. जो 5 साल से यहाँ रह रहा है 26 जनवरी 1950 के पहले से, they will be recognized being citizen of India. Are you getting the 3 category? Those who are born, those whose parents are born, और जो पिछले 5 साल से रह रहे हैं before the commencement, immediate commencement of the Constitution of India. Is this point clear? Article 5 में क्या दे रखा है? क्लियर है? Immediately preceding such commencement. अच्छा, इससे रिलेटेड एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट केस है, यू कैन राइट डाउन एज अ नोट, सुप्रीम कोर्ट केस that is related to this article, and the case is Pradeep Jain versus Union of India. Pradeep Jain versus Union of India, 1984. ये 1984 का केस है. What it states, write down, the Supreme Court held that in India, Article 5 recognizes only one domicile, that is domicile of India. Only one domicile, that is domicile of India. It does not recognize the notion of domicile of state. It does not recognize the notion of domicile of state. यानी कि आप Indian citizen कहलाओगे, ना कि state citizen, and that was said under which Supreme Court case? Pradeep Jain versus Union of India. See, this kind of questions will mostly come under, आपको mains में आप इसको use कर सकते हो. Okay. Also कभी आ जाए कि which of these Supreme Court cases are related to citizenship some way. So you should remember Pradeep Jain versus Union of India. Zada? Okay. So this is all about Article 5. Now next we'll talk about Article 6. Basically, you know, this was why this was very important and why recognizing citizens was important, because you know that the independence was not a smooth affair for us. There was partition that happened, and India से लोग पाकिस्तान जा रहे थे, पाकिस्तान से इंडिया जा रहे थे. So how do we define कि citizen of India कौन है? So Article 5 basically talks about those citizens who migrated from Pakistan to India. उनकी बात हम Article 6 में कर रहे हैं. Article 5 is कौन कौन था? Normally कि ये लोग थे जब संविधान आया, and these people were recognized as citizens. Article 6 में और उसको define किया गया. Now let's talk about those people who migrated from Pakistan to India. So you can write down Article 6. It is related to citizenship of certain persons who have migrated from Pakistan. Citizenship of certain persons who have migrated from Pakistan. Write down next line. Notwithstanding anything in Article 5, notwithstanding anything in Article 5, a person who has migrated to the territory of India, a person who has migrated, to the territory of India from the territory now included in Pakistan, from the territory now included in Pakistan, shall be deemed to be a citizen of India comma, at the commencement of the constitution, if he she fulfills certain conditions. If he she fulfills certain condition. अच्छा, ये जो कंडीशंस है, जैसे कि इस उसमें ये था कि कुछ, जस्ट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट वन टू कंडीशंस, आई विल नॉट मेक यू राइट बिकॉज यू डोंट नीड इट एज सच. कोई पूछने नहीं वाला है कि पाकिस्तान से जब इंडिया आए थे तो क्या कंडीशंस थी, किन कंडीशंस में हम परमिट कर रहे थे. वन वाज दैट इफ ईदर ऑफ हिज पेरेंट्स और ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स वर बोर्न इन इंडिया, तो हम रिकॉग्नाइज कर रहे थे उनको. फिर एक था कि जब 19th डे ऑफ जुलाई 1948 से पहले जो लोग माइग्रेट हो गए, ठीक है, तब हम उनको रिकॉग्नाइज कर रहे हैं. सो देयर वर सर्टेन conditions. All you need to remember is Article 6 talks about those citizens who migrated from Pakistan to India, in short. Is this point clear? Next, we'll talk about Article 7. अब इसमें क्या हुआ? You know, Article 6 था, people migrating from Pakistan to India, and you know that some people migrated from India to Pakistan, but they once again came back to India. ऐसी भी कैटेगरी होगी कि एक बार गए लेकिन उनको नहीं समझ में आया पाकिस्तान, and they again returned to India, and that kind of citizenship is dealt under Article 7. Is this point clear? Write it down. It relates to rights of citizenship of certain migrants to Pakistan. Rights of citizenship of certain migrants to Pakistan. हेडिंग तो ये है, बट इसका और स्पेसिफिसिटी ये है, जो कैन राइट, जस्ट राइट डाउन. दिस आर्टिकल डील्स विद rights of people who had migrated to Pakistan, rights of people who had migrated to Pakistan after March 1st, 1947. After March 1st, 1947. First, 1947. डाल दिया. But subsequently returned to India. तो इसमें भी एक कंडीशन थी इससे रिलेटेड कि दोज पीपल विल बी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड एज इंडियन सिटीजन हु हैड बीन रेजिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया फॉर 6 months प्रीसीडिंग द डेट ऑफ एप्लीकेशन ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन. उन्होंने रजिस्ट्रेशन किया है वापस आकर, और एटलीस्ट 6 महीने से वो पाकिस्तान से इंडिया आ चुके और फिर उन्होंने रजिस्टर किया. तो ऐसे लोगों को हम आर्टिकल 7 में, तब इंडिया से पाकिस्तान गए थे, फिर इंडिया आ गए और 6 महीने हो गए उन्हें पाकिस्तान से आए हुए, ठीक है, और उन्होंने रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए डालते भाई अब हमको इंडियन सिटीजनशिप चाहिए. सच पीपल वर रिकॉग्नाइज्ड अंडर आर्टिकल 7. इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर? 6 was Pakistan to India, 7 was India to Pakistan and back to India. Okay, now let's talk about clear hai 5 6 7. 5 is also clear to you. It is at the commencement of constitution. Article 5 was that. Okay, now let's talk about Article 8. This is very simple. India, Pakistan, Pakistan, India ho gaya. Now, rights of citizenship of certain persons of Indian origin residing outside India. अब जो बाहर रह रहे हैं देश के. Rights of citizenship of certain persons of Indian origin of certain persons of Indian origin residing outside India. तो ऐसे लोगों को हम सिटीजनशिप भी तो रिकॉग्नाइज करेंगे ना, आउटसाइड इंडिया. इसको लिख लो डिटेल में. दिस आर्टिकल डील्स विद rights of people of Indian origin. This article deals with rights of people of Indian origin residing outside India for the purpose of employment, marriage, education. तो ऐसे भी लोग होंगे जिनको रिकॉग्नाइज करना जरूरी है, जो इंडियन सिटीजन है बट शायद शादी की वजह से या एजुकेशन की वजह से या एम्प्लॉयमेंट की वजह से बाहर रह रहे हैं. ठीक है, इसमें भी कंडीशन था, दे शुड हैव बीन रजिस्टर्ड एज सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया बाय डिप्लोमेटिक और कंसुलर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव. पहले उनका रजिस्ट्रेशन हो रखा होना चाहिए और वो बाहर रह रहे हैं. ओके, विल रिकॉग्नाइज देम एज इंडियन सिटीजंस. दैट इज मेंशन्ड अंडर आर्टिकल 8. इज दैट क्लियर? नाउ विल टॉक अबाउट आर्टिकल 9. आर्टिकल 9. This was not more about कि कौन सिटीजन होगा. This was more about Article 9 was कौन सिटीजन नहीं होगा. So it stated, Article 9, write down, people voluntarily acquiring citizenship of foreign country. अब तो कोई ऐसा भी होगा जो बाहर बस गया, बाहर का नागरिकता ले ली. हमने एक तो बाहर के जो बाहर चला गया और उसने इंडियन सिटीजनशिप नहीं छोड़ी, उनको हमने रिकॉग्नाइज किया है आर्टिकल 8 में. लेकिन कोई ऐसा भी होगा जो बाहर चला गया और अब इंडियन नागरिकता नहीं है. That is how. So people voluntarily acquiring citizenship of foreign country, willingly they have acquired citizenship of foreign country, will not be citizens of India. This is what Article 9 states. जिसने भी अपने मर्जी से बाहर की देश की नागरिकता ले ली है, अब वो भारत का नागरिक नहीं कहलाएगा. That is what Article 9 states. People voluntarily acquiring citizenship of foreign country will not be citizens of India. एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट का केस था, राइट जाओ, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट केस. Supreme Court case was there with respect to somewhat associated with Article 9. That was State of UP versus Rahmatullah case. Rahmatullah case, 1971. Actually हुआ क्या था, this person Rahmatullah, he had acquired a citizenship of a foreign country, and you know, once you have acquired citizenship of foreign country, आपके पास एक certain period ही होता है जिसमें आप इंडिया में रुक सकते हैं. Okay, he was earlier an Indian, but later on he left that citizenship, acquired citizenship of another country. But what happened? He overstayed in the country, and because of which he was arrested. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप पहले इंडियन सिटीजन रहे हो तो आप वैसे ही यहाँ पे कंटिन्यू करोगे. नो, वंस यू हैव एक्वायर्ड तो फिर आपको यू विल बी ट्रीटेड लाइक अ फॉरेनर फॉर इंडिया. आप कितना भी आप लाइफ टाइम आपकी जनरेशंस बीत गए, लेकिन अब आपके क्योंकि आपने कहीं और की सिटीजनशिप ले लिया है, you will not be recognized an Indian citizen. और अगर आपने कुछ rules तोड़े, you'll be arrested or legal action will be taken against you. That was this case, State of UP versus Rahmatullah case, 1971. Write down what was it. Supreme Court held in this case, and all these cases आर सुप्रीम कोर्ट केसेस। तो ध्यान रखना, मैं हर केस नहीं कहूँ, मैं इसलिए जितने भी केसेस अगर कुछ लैंडमार्क जजमेंट है, अगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, इवन इन करंट अफेयर्स न्यूज़पेपर्स में अगर कोई ऐसा चीज आ रहा है जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने डिसीजन दिया है, यू मस्ट फोकस ऑन दैट डिसीजन बिकॉज दे कैन बी अ क्वेश्चन इन मेंस रिलेटेड टू दैट सुप्रीम कोर्ट केस. Okay. So Supreme Court held in this case that the central government is authorized to take action. The central government is authorized to take action against people who have acquired the foreign citizenship. Who have acquired the foreign citizenship. And have lost the citizenship of India. And have lost the citizenship of India. But they are still residing in the country. वैसे जैसे पहले रह रहे थे. But they are still residing in the country. It was under this that Rahmatullah was arrested. It was under this. Write down. Kanika, write down. It was under this that Rahmatullah was arrested for overstaying as a foreigner in India. For overstaying as a foreigner in India. On July 11, 1963. अरेस्ट तो बहुत पहले हो गया था, बट डिसीजन आपको पता है कई बार लेट आते हैं चीजों के. Foreigner in India on July 11, 1963. So that is what Article 9 is. Is it clear? Article 9 क्या है? कोई doubt इसमें? Article 9 is more about how you will lose citizenship. Then let's talk about Article 10. Very easy. Article 10 says that जो भी provision है, ठीक है, any person who is considered citizen of India under these provisions, वो citizen रहेगा, but ये जो भी लॉ बनाएगा, कौन बनाएगा? पार्लियामेंट. You can write down any person who is considered a citizen of India any person who is considered a citizen of India under any of the provisions in this part, under any of the provisions in this part, yes, under any of the provisions in this part, shall continue to be citizen, shall continue to be citizen and will also be subject to any law and will also be subject to any law made by the parliament. इजी है ये कि जो भी सिटीजन एक बार बन जाएगा और उसके ऊपर कोई भी लॉ अप्लाई होगा तो पार्लियामेंट जो भी लॉ अप्लाई करेगी वो इस सिटीजन पे अप्लाई होगा. ऑफ कोर्स आप सिटीजन हो, कल पार्लियामेंट कोई भी लॉ अप्लाई करेगी आपके ऊपर अप्लाई होगा ना. दैट इज व्हाट आर्टिकल 10 स्टेट्स कि वंस योर सिटीजन, उसके बाद इस देश में जो भी लॉ बनेंगे, पार्लियामेंट जो भी लॉ बनाएगी आपके ऊपर एप्लीकेबल है, राइट, बिकॉज यू आर अ सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया. Next, we'll talk about Article 11, the last article. What easily? Article 11 just says कि कोई भी law जो acquisition से relation है, टर्मिनेशन से रिलेटेड है या सिटीजनशिप से रिलेटेड है? कौन बनाएगा वो? पार्लियामेंट. क्या स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर कैन मेक एनी सच लॉ? ऑफ कोर्स नहीं. तो फिर सब अपने हिसाब से, नहीं तेलंगाना बोलेगी नहीं हमारे हिसाब से सिटीजनशिप चलेगी, एमपी बोलेगा अपने हिसाब से. नो, दैट इज व्हाई only parliament can make law related to acquisition, termination or any law related to citizenship, and that is what is stated under article 11, the last article. Write down article 11. The parliament has the right to make any provision. The parliament has the right to make any provision concerning the acquisition, termination, acquisition, termination of citizenship, or any other matter relating to citizenship, or any other matter relating to citizenship. So anything related to this is to be made by parliament. Are all the articles clear to you from article 5 to 11? एक revision हो जाए. Article 5, what is it? People who are residing in India at the commencement of the constitution, that is article 5. Article 6 क्या है? To India. ठीक है. Article 7 क्या है? Now they have come back from Pakistan to India. Fine. Article 8, outside India. 9, how? Who have acquired citizenship of a foreign country, they went outside India, they acquired the citizenship there. So they will not be recognized by as Indian citizen. What is 10? Will be applicable on the Indian citizen. Article 11, laws related to citizenship. Is this point clear? सारे articles clear हैं. ठीक है. Now, in short, एक summary लिख लो article 5, 6, 7, 8 की. Just for your revision, summary. Article 5 deals with person domicile in India. Article 5 deals with person domicile in India. Article 6, persons migrated from Pakistan. Article 7, persons migrated to Pakistan but later returned to India. Article 8, persons of Indian origin residing outside India. Origin residing outside India. Is this point clear to you? ठीक है? So we are done with these 6 major articles. Okay. Now, if I ask you that part 2, which articles are there and what those articles are, you will be able to explain. Now, this is done. One very important thing which I've yet not done it when we talk about citizenship, मैम हम लोगों की citizenship कैसे मिलेगी, कैसे जाएगी, वो कहाँ decide होता है? That comes under very important Amendment Act, that is Citizenship Amendment Act 1955. Very important, especially Citizenship Act of 1955. Citizenship Act of 1955. What does it state? Just write down. New heading, very important, and be focused. It outlines the provisions. It outlines the provisions comma procedures and requirements for acquiring retaining and renouncing Indian citizenship. Is this point clear? It talks about acquiring or renouncing Indian citizenship, acquiring, retaining. Now you'll divide it into two columns. Like I said, there are 5 ways to acquire Indian citizenship. And there are 3 ways to lose Indian citizenship. Lose citizenship. Is this point clear? मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चन ये जो टर्मिनोलॉजी में लिखने वाली हूँ यहीं से आ जाते हैं आपके प्रीलिम्स के क्वेश्चंस कि दीज आर द वेज विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर द वेज टू एक्वायर सिटीजनशिप, तो उसमें से वो एक टर्मिनेशन का डाल देंगे, आपको वो वर्ड्स याद रहने चाहिए. ठीक है, सो फर्स्ट वन इज, फर्स्ट वे टू एक्वायर सिटीजनशिप इज, कैन यू टेल मी how have you all acquired citizenship of India? By birth. So first way to acquire citizenship is by birth. Second way, by descent. Third, by registration. ये टर्म्स याद रखना क्योंकि डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन यही आता है प्रीलिम्स में. Then by naturalization. And last way is by acquisition of territory. By acquisition, incorporation of territory. Is this point clear? By birth, first way, by descent, by registration, by naturalization, and by acquisition and incorporation of territory. These are the 5 ways, and exactly this terminology will come in your prelims exam. Then what are the 3 ways? First 3 way to lose citizenship is by renunciation. एक्चुअली रिनंसिएशन इज अपनी मर्जी से चीजों को छोड़ देना, ठीक है। दूसरा, बाय टर्मिनेशन, भैया आपने किसी और कंट्री की ले ली, टर्मिनेशन हो जाएगा ना, आप इंडिया की कंटिन्यू थोड़ा कर पाओगे। एक तो अपने मर्जी से कि मैम मुझे तो कैनेडियन सिटीजन बनना है, वो रिनंसिएशन हो गया, मर्जी से आपने इंडिया की सिटीजनशिप छोड़ दी। दूसरा, थोड़ा सा आपने बताया नहीं और आपने कहा चलो थोड़ी चालाकी करते, इंडियन सिटीजनशिप भी होल्ड कर दो, जैसे ही गवर्नमेंट को मिलेगा पता चला कि अरे अच्छा आप कनाडा के सिटीजन बन गए, टर्मिनेट। एंड लास्ट इज बाय डेप्रिवेशन, आपको इंडियन सिटीजनशिप मिल गई लेकिन आप एंटी इंडिया एक्टिविटीज कर रहे हो, you will be deprived of the citizenship. That is by deprivation. I'll talk about all of these terminologies. So by renunciation, by termination, by deprivation. तो ये 8 terminology learn होनी चाहिए आपको, 5 acquiring की and 3 lose की। Question आएगा, which are the following ways of acquiring citizenship in India? They'll write descent, registration, naturalization, termination. So you know कि termination तो option में है नहीं, तो lose citizenship का है। इसी तरीके से विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग वेज आर वे टू लूज सिटीजनशिप, रिनंसिएशन, टर्मिनेशन, डेप्रिवेशन एंड नेचुरलाइजेशन। सो यू शुड नो कि नेचुरलाइजेशन तो एक्वायरिंग का था, तो ये ऑप्शन गलत हो गया, ठीक है। या ये 4 दे देंगे, इनमें से दो दे देंगे, फिर लिख देंगे टेल अस विच ऑफ दीज आर वेज टू एक्वायर, 1 and 2, 1 2 3 4, ओनली वन एंड टू, इस तरीके से ऑप्शन आएगा। तो आपको पहचान होनी चाहिए। तो डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन आपका, बीट एसएससी, बीट आरएएस, बीट एनी अदर पीएससी एग्जाम और बीट यूपीएससी, प्रीलिम्स का मार्क्स अगर सिटीजनशिप से कोई क्वेश्चन आता है तो यहां से मोस्टली लगता है। सो यू शुड नॉट फॉरगेट दिस फ्लो चार्ट टू बाय हार्ट। एक बार आंखों के सामने, कई बार होता है जब आप रिवाइज नहीं करते हो, यू गेट कंफ्यूज इन द टर्मिनोलॉजी, अरे नेचुरलाइजेशन इधर था कि उधर था। लेट मी टेल यू, कभी भूलोगे नहीं, नेचुरलाइजेशन, सोनिया गांधी इज द एग्जाम्पल, she has acquired citizenship through this process, through naturalization. Okay, now we'll be studying these in detail. Okay, give me just a minute. क्लियर है, समझ में आ रहा है, इंटरेस्ट है, आ रहा है इसमें सिटीजनशिप में? You can also take a break. Vinita, are you finding polity interesting? Will you try solve the questions of prelims? So I'll be conducting a test. Let's see when. So at least of the chapters that I've covered. So you'll be more confident कि हाँ मैं कर लूँगी. But interesting ना? You missed yes. Although somebody so you have to do one thing, take the notes, and come. Sorry. So now we'll talk about later. We'll talk about first 5 ways of acquiring citizenship and all. Okay, we'll start with explanation of all these ways. 5 ways of acquiring citizenship. So, which is the first way of acquiring citizenship? By birth. Write down by birth. A person is a citizen of India by birth if. So, there are certain conditions that one needs to fulfill. A person is a citizen of India by birth if. First condition, what is the first condition? She is born in India. She is born in India on or after 26 January 1950. On or after 26 January 1950, but before 1st July 1987. या तो आप उस दिन या उसके बाद 26 January 1950 is the date, but before 1st July 1987. Comma, very important. Irrespective of parents' nationality. पेरेंट्स चाहे किसी भी देश के हों उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लेकिन अगर आपका बर्थ भारत में हुआ है आफ्टर 26 जनवरी 1950 और 1987 से पहले, ठीक है, व्हाई दिस 1987 इज अ डेडलाइन? इसका मतलब है आगे जो कंडीशन आएगी उसमें पेरेंट्स की नेशनैलिटी भी इंपॉर्टेंस रख रही है, बट टिल 1987 it was not binding on the person who's born in India to have parents also from India. Only then that person will get Indian citizenship by birth. नेचुरल था कि ठीक है आपका जन्म हुआ है, पेरेंट्स किसी भी कंट्री से हो, लेकिन अगर भारत में जन्म हुआ है तो आपको इंडियन सिटीजनशिप मिल जाएगी, लेकिन ये सिर्फ कंडीशन कब तक एप्लीकेबल थी? टिल 1987. नाउ व्हाट वाज द चेंज? नेक्स्ट सेकंड कंडीशन, if born between 1st July 1987 1st July 1987 and 3rd December 2004. Now, do you fall in this category? Are you all born after 2004? 2006. Acha, so you can fall under this category also. ठीक है? So, if born between 1st July 1987 and 3rd December 2004, comma, at least one parent must be an Indian citizen. जैसे आपके केस में तो both the parents are Indian. उन बच्चों के लिए जिनके पेरेंट्स एक कोई स्विस कंट्री का है, एक इंडियन है, लेकिन हाँ, only then you will be given by birth when at least one parent should be an Indian citizen. Till 1987, both parents were allowed to be foreigners. Okay. Must be an Indian citizen. Third, if born after 3rd December 2004, तो आज के टाइम पे बाय बर्थ आपको तभी मिलेगा when both the parents are Indian citizen. मतलब सिर्फ बच्चे का born होना ही मैंडेटरी नहीं है या सिर्फ one parent का नहीं, both the parents अगर इंडियन है और तब बच्चे का जन्म भारत में हुआ है तब आपको बाय बर्थ सिटीजनशिप मिलेगा, नहीं तो भैया कोई और प्रोसीजर अपनाना पड़ेगा, बाय बर्थ तो नहीं मिलेगा. ठीक है? So third, write down, if born after 3rd December 2004, both parents must be Indian citizen. और एक और उसमें कंडीशन है, वो इंपॉर्टेंट है. प्लस सिर्फ इंडियन सिटीजन नहीं, पास में ये भी एश्योर होना चाहिए कि कोई वो इलीगल माइग्रेंट तो नहीं है. भारतवासी है लेकिन इलीगल माइग्रेंट है तो वो भी अलाउड नहीं है। और वन मस्ट बी एन इंडियन सिटीजन, or one must be an Indian citizen and other not an illegal migrant, and other not an illegal migrant. Only then you'll get citizenship by birth. Is this clear? Clear है by birth? Any doubt? Easy है इसका फंडा. Till 1987, if you're born in India, but neither of your parents are Indian citizen, then also you'll be by birth citizen. Second, till 2004, it was either of parents can be Indian and you're born in India, citizenship given. But after 2004, it's mandatory for both the parents to be Indian. Next, अच्छा इसमें एक note लिख लो. There's a note here. Children of foreign diplomats posted in India. Children of foreign diplomats posted in India इन लोगों पे ये बाय बर्थ का नहीं अप्लाई होगा. एंड एनिमी एलियंस, children of foreign diplomats posted in India and enemy aliens cannot acquire Indian citizenship by birth. And enemy aliens cannot acquire Indian citizenship by birth. Second, what is the second method to acquire citizenship? By descent. इसका मतलब क्या है समझते हैं? Write down. A person born outside India, so ये उनके लिए जिनका बर्थ बाहर हुआ है लेकिन उनको इंडियन सिटीजनशिप मिल सकती है. कैसे? उसकी कंडीशन है वो. दैट पीपल कम अंडर दिस कैटेगरी. A person born outside India can acquire Indian citizenship by descent. Can acquire Indian citizenship. होता है ना, पेरेंट्स बाहर गए, यूएस में है, ठीक है, जॉब कर रहे मम्मी पापा, बच्चे का जन्म वहां हुआ, तो मैम क्या होगा? ठीक है, गेटिंग दिस पॉइंट ना. आपके बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स होंगे, ठीक है, रिलेटिव्स होंगे, ठीक है दोनों है लेकिन बच्चे का जन्म बाहर का है, तो उस केस में क्या? दैट इज अंडर बाय डिसेंट. तो कैसे फुलफिल होगा इफ दैट चाइल्ड नीड्स इंडियन सिटीजनशिप? हाँ, क्योंकि आईटी के सेक्टर के जॉब्स वगैरह है, बाहर है, तो कई बार बोथ पेरेंट्स आर सेटल्ड अब्रॉड. अब बच्चा का जन्म तो वहां हुआ, उस केस में क्या? सो दैट विल टॉक अबाउट हियर. डिसेंट इफ नंबर वन, ईदर पेरेंट इज एन इंडियन सिटीजन एट द टाइम ऑफ बर्थ, तो उसको इस कैटेगरी में सिटीजनशिप मिल सकती है. ईदर पेरेंट, उसको लेकिन बाय बर्थ की कैटेगरी में नहीं डालते, ठीक है, बाय डिसेंट की कैटेगरी में आएगा. ईदर पेरेंट इज एन इंडियन सिटीजन एट द टाइम ऑफ बर्थ. अब कोई इंडियन है, यूएस के सिटीजन से मैरिज कर ली है, जस्ट सेइंग, ठीक है, और बच्चे का जन्म हुआ और समथिंग लाइक दैट, ओके, या ईदर ऑफ द पेरेंट्स का मैंडेटरी है इंडियन सिटीजन होना, देन this category में that child can apply. Then second category, under second condition under this, birth must be registered at an Indian consulate. Birth must be registered. अब बच्चे का जन्म हुआ लेकिन आपने यहाँ बताया नहीं है, कहाँ से पता चलेगा? ठीक है, so birth must be registered at an Indian consulate. ब्रैकेट में लिख लो, for births after certain dates, स्पेशली कुछ पर्टिकुलर डेट्स के बाद अगर उनका उस बच्चे का बर्थ हुआ है तो उसका वहां पे रजिस्टर्ड होना बहुत जरूरी है इंडियन कंसुलेट में. Birth must be registered at an Indian consulate. ब्रैकेट में लाइट डाउन, for births after certain dates. एक्चुअली इसमें भी बहुत सारी डेट्स हैं, जैसे कि 1950 के बाद से 1936 तक, but you don't have to get into the nitty-gritties of that. You have had an overall understanding by descent क्या है. This provision ensures citizenship passes through Indian parentage. This provision ensures citizenship passes through Indian parentage. Citizenship passes through Indian parentage. एक्चुअली क्या है, इसको मैं आपको और इलैबोरेट करके बता दूं कि कोई बच्चा जिसका जन्म ऑन या आफ्टर 10 December 1992 हुआ है, okay, that specific date, that child will be considered Indian citizenship by descent only if either of his parents are Indian citizen. ठीक है, तो मैम ये तो बाय 1992, बिकॉज अभी यहाँ पे रजिस्ट्रेशन की फॉर्मेलिटी कंपलसरी नहीं हुई है. आपका जन्म बाहर हुआ और आपके इधर मम्मी पापा इंडियन है, तो आपको बाय डिसेंट सिटीजनशिप मिल जाएगी. लेकिन 2004 के बाद से जो हमने पहले बाय बर्थ वाले, उसमें भी हमने ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डेट है 3 December 2004. आज के पीरियड में अगर आज की जनरेशन पे अप्लाई जितनी भी डेट्स हो रही है वो 3 December 2004 से अप्लाई हो रही है. इस डेट के बाद अगर किसी का भी जन्म हुआ है आफ्टर 3 December 2004, देन इट्स नॉट जस्ट मैंडेटरी टू हैव अ पेरेंट एज एन इंडियन, you also should register the child with the Indian consulate. Inform करना पड़ेगा. That is what it means. ठीक है, अब registration is also compulsory, not just parents lineage is compulsory. Getting this point? अभी तक आप बिना इन्फॉर्म करे आपने बोल दिया हाँ तो बच्चा वहां जन्म हुआ और पेरेंट्स हैं, ओके आपको मेडिसिन मिल जाएगा. बट नाउ अगर आपने रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं कराया है तो चांसेस बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेट हो जाएंगे. ठीक है, सो दैट इज व्हाट इट मीन्स. सो अनलेस हिज बर्थ इज रजिस्टर्ड एट इंडियन कंसुलेट विद इन 1 year ऑफ द डेट ऑफ बर्थ. बच्चे का जन्म हुआ 3 December 2025 in US. Either of his parents is an Indian, but that child has not registered till next 3 December 2026. Then will not get this by descent. आपको विद इन 1 year ऑफ द बर्थ आपको इंडियन कंसुलेट में इन्फॉर्म करना पड़ेगा कि बच्चे का जन्म यूएस में हुआ है, इधर ऑफ द पेरेंट्स आर इंडियन एंड ही शुड गेट सिटीजनशिप बाय डिसेंट. आर यू गेटिंग दिस पॉइंट? तो ये आप बात लिखना चाह रहे हो, मैं लिख रहा हूं. अंडरस्टैंड है बाय डिसेंट मतलब? सॉरी, चाहे तो आप थर्ड कंडीशन लिख लो बिकॉज ये आज की कंडीशन है. एक स्पेशल कंडीशन लिख लो. फ्रॉम 3 December 2004 onwards, from 3 December 2004 onwards, a person born outside India, a person born outside India shall not be a citizen of India by descent, shall not be a citizen of India by descent unless his birth is registered at an Indian consulate. Unless his birth is registered at an Indian consulate within 1 year of the date of birth, within 1 year of the date of birth, or with the permission of the central government, or with the permission of the central government. Write down a note. एक नोट लिख लो यहाँ पे, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट नोट. सिर्फ रजिस्ट्रेशन अलाउड नहीं, एक और चीज मैंडेटरी है. एप्लीकेशन शुड ऑल्सो बी accompanied by an undertaking. एप्लीकेशन जो आपने रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए एप्लीकेशन डाली है, एप्लीकेशन शुड ऑल्सो बी accompanied by an undertaking in writing by an undertaking in writing from the parents of such a minor child, from the parents of such a minor child that he, she does not hold, that he, she does not hold passport of another country. ये भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि बच्चे he is holding passport of some other country and then you cannot, you have to give an undertaking that he's not holding passport of another country and then we'll give citizenship by descent through the child. तो ये भी एक mandatory हो गया है. Okay. ठीक है. So that is all. That is all for the day. We'll continue with the rest 3 ways of acquiring citizenship tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.